Hello there. Buyer beware is what I need to go over today about buying rabbits. I did a video where to buy rabbits and where I buy rabbits anyway. There are other ways to buy rabbits. You do have to do research before you buy rabbits, okay? Now I'm making this video because the lady who runs the Georgia rabbit shows kind of heads them off, and she runs the website that on Facebook group where people who go to Georgia shows. Georgia has quite a few rabbit shows, so, and it's the closest state to me, so I go there. They don't have them in Alabama. Post pandemic, there's no rabbit shows in Alabama. I don't know why. They haven't had one in Alabama since 2019, as far as I know. I used to have them up near Birmingham, but Birmingham's as far as Atlanta, so going to shows in Georgia is a little easier for me. But besides that, a woman posted a thing because she's found out that a lot of people will buy rabbits from Facebook groups. That's where I buy mine, and that is a good place. But you have to beware. A lot of people sell rabbits. They'll tell you they're quality rabbits. They'll tell you that they're show quality rabbits, that they're rabbits ready to show. If you want to show rabbits, people get into rabbit shows. They haven't bred their rabbits to their standards they want, but because they probably don't know that. That's how you introduce yourself into rabbit shows, is by going to a rabbit show, and that's the way I did it. I bought a rabbit and I entered it in a rabbit show. And then from then on, I met people in the community, and they helped me to understand what I needed to do to improve my rabbitry. So that was my introduction to it. I had a good experience because the lady I bought it from, and I didn't know, she could have ripped me off, but she didn't. I mean, that lady wouldn't have ripped me off, but I didn't know her from Adam. I met her in Facebook, and she goes, "Yeah, I have Rex rabbits, and I live in such and such town down middle Georgia." I drove down there. I think it was like two-hour drive for me, I think, and I picked up Glorfindel, my first show rabbit. Actually, I had a rabbit before then that would have been a good show rabbit, except for she bites, and you don't want to show a rabbit that bites. She was a real friendly rabbit, but if she's stubborn, and if she didn't want to do something, her response was to bite you. I always wore gloves around here. Speaking of gloves, if you can see there, I got a couple little scrapes there. That's from the rabbit's back feet. That's from a little rabbit the ones I swapped out this weekend. I had the gloves in my pocket. I didn't put them on. But one thing you need if you get rabbits is a good pair of leather gloves. Me, I have to get a couple pairs because I always set them down and I don't remember where I set them down. But in this case, I do. And right here, a good pair of, not a real expensive pair. Go to Home Depot. Just get you good old leather gloves. And that'll save your hands from being scarred up. Rabbits, they get startled. Even if they're friendly rabbits, they might get startled when you go pick them up out of the cage. And they don't know what you're doing. They're going to fight a little bit. And they got little claws. And little claws will dig into your fingers and your hand. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. The topic is buyer beware with rabbits. People nowadays, and this is in Georgia, there are a lot of scammers out there that are selling. They might be pet quality. There are rabbits that are quality enough to be pets, but there doesn't mean they can show. Just like dogs, you might have a wonderful dog. He's your best friend, the best dog you ever had, but if you entered him in the show ring, he probably wouldn't do very well. It's the same with rabbits. I raise rabbits for show quality rabbits. Now, I also raise rabbits for meat, but because those two things go hand in hand together. If you're going to raise rabbits for show, and you're also going to have meat rabbits, because rabbits don't have just one baby. Maybe one out of litter, maybe all of them will be show quality. I think the last litter I had, all of them were show quality. I still have five of them. Another guy is going to come buy one of the bucks, so, and I think I'm going to keep one of them bucks. But that's what I got right now. Okay, but I was gonna do some breeding today because this is the last week I have to breed rabbits before my season's over. Because once it gets warm up and the ants start coming out, you don't want these little not carpenter ants, but these little tiny ants that bite when you have pinky rabbits, because the ants will attack them, and I've lost a whole litter last year from these ants. So I'm going to breed some rabbits, but I don't know, there might be some pet quality because I got 2 new colors and I really don't know what to do with them. I don't think they can breed with red, but I'm going to try breeding one with the red to see what I got. It's a Harlequin castor, and maybe none of them will be showable. I could sell them as pets for like $10 a piece. Probably keep them for meat, but in order to learn rabbit genetics, it's just like the way I use a phone. I have to play with my phone to figure out how to use it. That's how I work technology. That's how I work with everything. But there are keys to help you. There are books. This is my book on Rex. I got this for joining the Rex Rabbit Club, and it has a lot of useful information about genetics and what colors are showable and what to look for in the body types to find a good quality rabbit. You also have this, which is if you join American Rabbit Breeder Association, you get this book. And there's other books. I have the book of standards, which show the standards of each breed of rabbit. So once you've decided what kind of breed of rabbit you go to a rabbit show. And I know buying rabbits at rabbit shows can be expensive. They're a little more expensive at a rabbit show. People sell them $80 to $90, sometimes even more, especially if the parents are both grand champion type things. It's a good start if you're going to go into showing rabbits, though, to get the good quality. Maybe get a little less quality, a pet quality rabbit, to learn how to take care of the rabbit first. That would be my suggestion. Some people want to jump right into the deep end of the pool and get the quality rabbits right from the get-go. And if that's the way you do things, hey, who am I to judge or tell you how you should or shouldn't do your rabbits? Now, you can join a Facebook group, find out who the good breeders are, go to the rabbit show and talk to the people of your type and find out from them. You'll hear a couple names several times. Oh, I live so-and-so lives up near there. They raise good rabbits. I would suggest getting 2 rabbits from 2 different breeders to start out with your buck and your doe. That you can just start with one. Just get yourself a buck or a doe and find you a good quality and start showing rabbits. Most of the rabbit shows are in the fall, winter, and spring. In the summer, they kind of lay off on rabbit shows. I think you still find them maybe up in the northern states more. If you like to traveling to rabbit shows is another thing you could do. But what I'm telling you is there are people out there that lie, and they get in these Facebook groups, and they will send you a private message and say that they got quality rabbits. Now, they may have, but they may be someone who either doesn't know what they're talking about, and there are people like that. The first couple Rex rabbits I bought was a guy who sold me these rabbits that weren't worth the crap as far as show quality, but he may not even have known, he may not even known that they weren't good or bad. Now, $40 to $60 is really the price that you're probably going to pay for meeting somebody online. Whereas a show, you're probably going to pay a little more for a rabbit. If it's a little high, just say no, and maybe they'll haggle because it's not a guaranteed thing. These prices usually. Um, Here's my screen back on. There it is. There I am. Hi. There I am. There's my face again. Looking at my ugly face. And you have to look at me too. Anyway, um, beware. Do your research. Uh, Find out, hey, go join a group that has to do with the type of rabbit you have in the area that you live. Now, Rex Rabbits, I don't think there's an Alabama Rex Rabbit group. I could probably start one. But there is a Georgia Rex Rabbit group I belong to, and there's a Florida Rex Rabbit group I belong to, and there's several national Rex Rabbit groups I belong to. One that's ran by the Rex Rabbit Club that I belong to. Those groups are good to start. You don't have to be a member to Rex Rabbit group if you're looking for that kind of rabbit. And that's the one. If you want to know about rabbits, for me, you're gonna find out about Rexes. I know a little bit about some of the other breeds. I did raise Angoras for a while, and and some breeds are similar to Rexes. If you want silver foxes, or if you want chinchillas, or cinnamons, or something like that, find a group, find a national group. See if there's, you can do the Facebook searches for groups and find these groups and join them and make contacts. Find people in your area that have that kind of rabbit. Once you get your rabbitry set up, you're going to need at least 2 cages to start if you're going to start with 2 rabbits. And you don't want one rabbit. You have to have 2 rabbits, so you need 2 cages next to each other where they can see each other. Rabbits are not lone wolves. They're not pack animals either, but they do travel in groups. If you ever see wild rabbits, you look around, there's going to be other wild rabbits in the same area because they look out for each other. So rabbits do need to belong to a rabbit community. I got all my cages up against each other so the rabbits can get to know each other. Especially if you have a breeding pair, you need to have them next to each other. Get them to know each other so they know each other, they're familiar with each other, and so when you set them to breed, they're more likely to breed. So, but you have to do your research once you pick the type of rabbit you want to find the type of people who are going to sell you a good quality rabbit. And then your babies are going to be good quality on down the line. And then you enter the world of rabbit breeding like me. So you guys all have a good day and a better tomorrow.